guys, so here we are again, day 2. How are you? Before we start, there's still some people joining in. It looks like they might have a slow internet connection. So I'm gonna go with a roll call for now. So I'm gonna call you guys one by one. So here's the task. Anne, you're next.
Hi, can you hear me now?
Yep, go for it.
Yes. Okay. So since yesterday I wasn't able to introduce myself. Okay. So my full first name is Annabelle. Okay, my name is Annabelle Pagilao. So I'm from Manila, and what I wanted to accomplish for this year is for me to reach my desired goal. I mean my desired score for my IELTS for some of my requirements.
All right, I'm assuming your desired IELTS span is 7.
Yes.
Okay. Are you going abroad? Is that why? Are you a nurse or?
I am a nurse, yes.
Thank you, Anne. Catherine.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good evening. Yeah. Yes, I'm Catherine De La Peña. I'm currently a director of sales for a hotel. So, anyways, my accomplishment, I want to be accomplished this year is, of course, the first is I would like to enhance my speaking skills and written communications as well, because that's why I really joined this online class, because honestly, I really wanted to enhance it.
I am Che. I work with Ayala Corporation, one OTB company in Makati, where I am involved with events and planning. So hopefully, I'm just new with that kind of work. So hopefully, by end of this year, I get to used to planning and get to know more about it. So also to be confident also in talking to other people, since our clients also is like investors, so they more something like that.
All right.
Hello everyone, good evening. I'm Rod Tuliao from Isabela. And one thing that I want to accomplish for this year is I want to pay all my monetary debts. I want to pay all my debts.
Hello, Lana.
Hi.
Hello. So, Lana,
Hello.
yourself and one thing you would like to accomplish this year.
I really want to improve my speaking.
Hello,
Go for it, Jeff.
I'm January Taguling. I'm from Mindanao, and I want to be more proficient in English language.
Okay, hi everyone, nice to meet you all. My name is Jonah, and I'm currently working as HR. There are a few things that I want to accomplish this year. First is to finish my bookkeeping course, which I will complete in the next 2 to 3 weeks. 3 months. And the next one is to improve my English communication, because after this, I want to enroll for an HR course.
Okay, we have Ocean. Hi, Ocean.
Hello everyone. My name is Ocean. I live in Makati, and I would like have level B1 in English.
Hello. Good afternoon. Good evening na pala. I'm Christine Concepcion. Actually, you can call me Tins na lang. So, I feel one thing that I want to achieve this year, because of my situation, I believe that's the English.
Hi, good evening. I'm Shane Aika Galang. I live in Pampanga. And I would like to accomplish this year is to get married this October.
Hello, my full name is Venus Librando. You can call me Venus.
And then I am from Caloocan, North Caloocan. And my target, one of the accomplishment I want to accomplish this year is to improve my English writing skills because I am starting a blog and I want to put more content in it.
My name is Chris. One thing that I would like to accomplish this year, by the end of this year, I will have written a book. With that said, we are about to go into the quiz, so please bring out your phone. What is the name of this program? This is just Okay, so it looks like your cell phones are working. That was just to check. All right. The name of the program is Leo, Learn English Online. All right, so let's just check one more time. Kathleen is in the lead. So if you get it correct, the one who gets it correct the fastest actually has the most points. What is the name of this course? Check number 2. Okay, so the name of the course is CWIG, Critical Writing and Intensive Grammar. All right, so it's not Leo. Leo is the program. Leo is the general. CWIG is the specific. Okay, and English Learning Online is just a general term. All right, so your phones are working because I see 14 answers. All right, final test. So it's parts of speech. Got it? Okay, now it's the real exam, the real quiz. Oh, sayang, Shane could not get through. Right, name 4 parts of speech. Just 4. Okay, wow. All right, everybody. This was one easy one for you. Mystery player, who are you? You are in the lead. All right, followed by Venus, Joanne, and Jen. I'm not mystery player, so you have my 2 hands up. Yay, almost all of you got it right. 3. Okay. Mystery player is still there, followed by Venus. I think I have an idea who mystery player is. Name 4 parts of speech. Keep going. all of you got it right. We're looking for all of you to get it right. All right, Albert is now in third place. Venus is still up there. Question 7. Name 4 kinds or categories of nouns. Fastest finger. This is a split. 6 people went for the red. So, guys, distributive is not part of the noun. There's no distributive noun. We'll talk about that later. Jonah is up there. So, Albert and the others went down. Name 4 kinds, categories of nouns. So, someone picked gold. The countable, uncountable, abstract, ideas. Abstract and ideas are the same. So that's the reason why it has to be the first one, red. Hi Kat, you just joined us. We're actually doing a quiz based on our first day of class. So just follow along for now. Question number 9. Which of these is a proper noun and should be capitalized? The others, guys, they're just usually general. It's English. Okay, make sure that you always capitalize your English. Okay, no change on the leaderboard. All right, name 4 kinds or categories of pronoun. So, 2 people got it wrong. Sorry, that was also a wrong spelling. Declarative is, all right, the C is in the wrong place. Maybe I was spelling my last name there. Okay, no change. Same question. Alright, so guys, the answer is at the top. The question was not changed. Should have gotten all that correct. I have to edit that, my apologies. Okay, so those are all pronouns. Question 13. Which of these is a set of personal pronouns? it's the first time we all got it right. All right, no change in leaderboard. Question 14. Which of these is an example of a distributive pronoun? It looks like most of you remembered your notes. Oh, look at that! The mystery player went down, Venus. Congrats. How many kinds or categories of adjectives did we discuss? Yes, there were 7. So now we're into adjectives. Name 4 kinds of Okay, so you guys went split on this. So it looks like, well, at least nobody chose the gold because it says handsome there, right? So process of elimination, nobody chose that. So it was between quality, quantity. So they both have that, possessive. All right, so blue rather. That's the answer. Yes. Bonus question. Get this wrong. That was a bonus question. It looks like in our group, 6 people describe themselves as beautiful, strong, influential, and kind. I'm pretty sure you guys are all of the above. All right. 19. What are the 3 kinds or categories of verbs? All right, so 2 people pick red. So don't forget verb tenses are part of the action. They're also part of the modals. All right, no change in scoreboard. Question 20. The kinds of action or verbs. Let's look at this. Transitive and intransitive. Let's talk to Che. Hi, Che.
Hi.
Did you get this one?
Yes.
Do you remember the definition of transitive and intransitive?
Yes, transitive has object. Yes, and then intransitive has no object.
All right. So can you give us a definition or an example rather?
For example, I push the chair towards the door. So there's an object, which is the chair, and then the verb itself is the pushed.
Okay, and then the other one?
He walks to school every day. So there's no object involved in the sentence.
Yes, because he just
Yes.
unless you say he walks the dog,
Yes.
then what is he walking? He's walking the dog. All right, very good. Thank you.
Yes.
All right. Bam is there. Okay, so Bam, you've taken the lead. Wow, this you guys, it keeps on changing. So, Bam.
Hello.
Yes. Did you study?
Yes.
Okay, that's why you're.
I made some notes.
And did you watch the video again, or you just have good memory?
No, I took photos from my phone and then I write it down in my notebook.
Oh wow. Okay. So don't forget, there's also a video as well. Okay.
Yes, yes.
You know, even most teachers will take some time learning these things because there are so many terminologies. But learning them as far as names isn't the most important. It's good to be familiarized with them. All right. Thank you, Bam. All right. Che just gave a kind of an answer. Okay, there might be a flip-flop on this one. We'll talk about it towards the end, okay? We'll just skip this one for now to go very fast because we're about to take a break. But we'll talk about transitive and intransitive. There's a flip-flop on the answer here. The answer is in the word itself. Five categories for answers. Everybody except one got that one. Prepositions. Okay, so if you notice, 6 people got it wrong. So it cannot be the red one because triple is not a preposition. Okay, so as far as the blue one, directions is not the last word. And as far as the green, participle. Okay, it's not a preposition. I'm sorry, not participle. Distinct, rather. Okay, distinct is not a preposition. So it's the gold. All right, Jana. So this game is between Jana, Venus, and Bam for first place. Okay, we also had 3 main types. So the red one, language is not, of course. The gold one, language is still there, so it's not. The green one, place and distance are roughly the same. So it was not distance, it was movement. Well, almost everyone got that right. Curious who's gonna get this one wrong. Oh, hold on. The check mark was answered incorrectly, so it should have been fanboy. So sorry, I will have everybody got that wrong anyway. The right answer, of course, is the gold, but this one was checked incorrectly for the system. It has to be edited. So, what is the acronym for subordinating conjunction? So 3 people picked on a white boy. Interesting. I'm pretty sure the people who did not attend class yesterday picked on a white boy. Is that you, Rod?
Yes. I wasn't able to attend yesterday. So I'm just guessing the whole time.
Okay, so
Sorry.
not a bad guess. Got coordinating conjunction and subordinating conjunction in one click. White bus and boy. So yeah, I thought maybe that would have been you. All right. Question number 28. 29 rather. Okay. So, guys, whoever chose blue, it doesn't necessarily have to complete a statement. It can be a part of a statement, but it doesn't have to complete it. All right. So there you have 4 people neck and neck at 22,000. All right. We have one more question. So in the Filipino language, they say pabilisan. Last question is just a bonus question, actually. That's me. I'm your trainer for today. It looks like a lot of people didn't know, but yes, Christopher De La Cruz. So Chris De La Cruz, I go by Chris De La Cruz. Normally, blue, it has an H. So, and those who pick green, you probably picked it because you wanted to separate Della and Cruz. So, but there's no H there. My name has an H. I was named after Christopher Columbus. So in third place, Ines, congratulations. Second place, Donna. And in first place, 23 out of 30.
Hello?
Yes, go. So, what was your strategy? How did you manage? You said you took notes, you took photos. How much time did it take for you to study it?
Well, I mentioned the other day that I have side hustle. I still do work during 9 to 5 p.m. every day. So every night before I go to sleep, I browse through my phone and my notes and study.
Okay, so you're just really studying a lot.
Yes, I do.
Awesome. Thank you so much and congratulations.
Thank you.
Hopefully I can give you some kind of a prize. So when it comes to sentences, I'm going to unmute a few people because I'm going to have discussion with you. When it comes to sentence structure, what ends up happening is that people are confused as to why they're wrong, or sometimes they don't even know if they're wrong. The main reason why they don't know they're wrong is they're writing sentences without really knowing foundations of a sentence. So you really have to go back and look at foundations in order for you to not have a doubt when it comes to building or structuring your sentences. So, for example, Tins. Are you there, Tins?
Yeah.
Okay. When you're writing your sentences, what's the first thing you think of?
What I want to say.
Okay, so you're thinking of content.
Yeah.
Okay. So once you think of content, what's the next step?
How should I start?
Okay. How should you start? And what do you normally start with? Not sure. So this is where you're not sure anymore.
Yeah, true.
So that's what happens. You're kind of sure with what you want to say because you're thinking of content first. And then Finn said, I'm thinking of where to start. Okay. And I asked her, where do you start? And that's where she's stuck. She can't answer it. How about you, Rod? Same process.
Come again, sorry.
When it comes to writing a sentence, what's the first thing that comes to mind for you? What's your process?
The first thing that comes to mind when I write is the subject.
The subject. Okay.
Subject.
Similar to what Tin said. So the content is the first thing generally, and then a little more specifically, what is the subject? Okay. So can you give us an example of a subject?
For example, I'm going to write something about you. So the subject would be Chris De La Cruz.
Okay, so Chris De La Cruz would be the subject. Okay, actually, Rod is on the right track. Okay, when it comes to writing sentences, you have to know two major parts, which would be subject and, of course, the predicate. Okay. So normally, the subject is the first thing you think of the content, then you think of the subject, and then what's the next step after that, Rod?
Okay. I'm not pretty sure, but
Okay, it's actually quite obvious. You might say, oh, okay, got it. Once you think of the subject, the next logical step is the verb. What is your subject doing? So that's why they have subject, predicate, subject, verb. That's in the most basic term. So that's quite foundational. But what we're going to do is go a little bit further, deeper into breaking down what makes a sentence. So when you understand that foundation, you'd be able to write all kinds of sentences. All right? So, Che, so we have sentences, yes?
Mm-hmm.
What are the foundations other than subject verb that you know when it comes to sentences?
If we have the subject already, what would be the next one?
Yes. Or we have subject and we have the verb as well. But what other parts do you know that creates a sentence other than subject and verb?
The adjective,
Okay.
or say for instance, since the subject is you, what describes you most? Since you're a great teacher, so you can tell more adjective, or you describe your subject more.
All right. So what Che said is correct, but when it comes to creating sentences as far as structure, adjectives actually don't matter. So when we talk about adjectives, we can use them as phrases, but it will not affect the structure of the sentence. So what Che is going to learn is that, oh, okay, I can create structures without really using the adjective. So in writing types of sentences, adjectives are phrases, adjective phrases, and they don't change the structure of the sentence at all. Okay. And how about you, Venus? So when doing structures of a sentence, the syntax, what else do you think of? So Tin said she starts with the content. Rod said he starts with a subject. Che said she's going to put some adjectives in there. Is there anything else that you do?
I would think of the object.
Okay. So the object actually doesn't affect the structure of a sentence as well. So the point I'm trying to make here is we're thinking of things that actually don't affect the structures of a sentence. Got it? Those are the last things we should be thinking about. The first thing we should be thinking about would be the foundations. What actually affects the sentence in terms of structure? Okay. So if you know what affects the sentence in terms of structure, go ahead and raise your hand. Anybody? All right. To raise your hand, there is a reactions. If you look at on the bottom right of your window, there's mute, video, security, participants, chat. Okay, so Tins raised her hand.
Sorry, I just pressed it accidentally. Sorry.
Okay.
Shucks, sorry. I was trying to go to the, sorry.
Okay, you were listening to me, so that's a good thing. All right, does anybody know? So we got subject, we got verb, and then two decorations would be object and adjective. Okay, nobody. So I'm gonna lower your hand, Tins. Raise your hand if you have any questions, okay? So as we go along, raise your hands, because this part we're gonna start going into structures as well. Okay, so what affects a sentence when it comes to structuring them would be clauses. So let me go into the slide again. All right, so there are two types of clauses, and the main problem with building or structuring your sentences has to do with these two kinds of clauses. Okay. So there are two types of clauses. Rod, do you remember what they are?
Principal. Principal clause.
Principal
Or main
clause
clause.
and Santa Claus. Nope.
Yeah, and the other one is subordinate.
No.
Not sure.
How about you, Tins?
No, I don't remember. Sorry.
And how about you, Che?
Can't remember.
Okay. We have one more person to ask. Our Venus.
Okay, I will just read what Kat written in the group chat. Independent, dependent.
They're right there. And
I have no idea also.
yes, at least you're telling the truth. It means honesty is the best policy for you. Yes, dependent and independent. So here's the thing. There are just two clauses that exist. The problem is sometimes we don't know that all sentences are made of clauses when it comes to foundations. Okay, so that's the first thing you need to remember, is that before you even make a sentence, you should really understand the purpose, the structures of a clause. So Rod, what are the two clauses?
Sorry.
What are the two?
Principal. Independent.
And dependent. All right, so if you look at this, you will see that the dependent and independent, they're not very far from each other. Okay? Meaning to say that they almost have the same exact definition. The first thing is that the dependent, well, here's the similarity that they have. They both have a subject and a verb. Okay? All right, repeat after me. They both have a subject and a verb. Ready, set, go.
They both have
a subject and a verb.
Subject and verb.
Okay. So, the difference is the dependent is incomplete and the independent is complete. All right, ready, set, go.
Difference is independent is
Complete and independent is incomplete.
All right. Next. The dependent is incomplete because it has a subordinating conjunction. Ready, set, go.
The dependent is
incomplete
complete because
because
it has
a subordinating
conjunction.
All right. Okay. So from the very beginning, I'll go first. There are two types of clauses, dependent and independent clause. They both have a subject and a verb. The difference is the dependent is incomplete, the independent is complete. The dependent is incomplete because it has a subordinating conjunction. Let go.
There are two types of
Clauses.
dependent and independent. The
The
dependent
dependent
is
is
incomplete, while the independent
Because
is
with
complete.
what they both have a subject and a verb. The difference is,
Sorry.
so we start with their similarity, right? It's very important that you know this because it's so foundational and it's gonna affect your sentences. Okay, so I'll say it again. Say it with me, okay? That
Okay.
there are two kinds of clauses. Together, ready, set, go. There are two kinds of clauses.
There are
Kinds
two
of
kinds of
clauses.
clauses.
An independent
The
clause.
dependent and
Dependent and
independent.
independent.
They both have a subject and a verb.
They
They
both
both
have
have a subject.
Subject and a verb.
The difference is the dependent is incomplete and the independent is complete.
Dependent.
Difference
Difference
is dependent is
Dependent
incomplete and the independent is
Dependent is
complete.
complete.
The dependent is incomplete because it has a subordinating conjunction.
The
Dependent is incomplete because it has a
subordinating conjunction.
Okay. Do you remember the acronym for the subordinating conjunction, Che?
Subordinating conjunction.
On a white.
Fun boys.
No.
White
A white,
A white.
On a white.
a white,
On a white bus. On a white
on a white bus. On a white bus.
Okay. All right. So that's what you need to remember. Is you need to make sure that you know the dependent and independent. We're gonna have examples here. Okay. All right. I'm gonna mute you guys and I'm gonna ask 4 other people. Let's talk to Albert, Kathy, and hey, English only. Also-
Sorry.
Okay. So I'll say it first, and then you guys say it at the same time. Okay? I'll go first. This is to make sure you remember it. Because sometimes I feel like when students listen to the teacher, they forget to study by themselves. They go back to class. So this is kind of a way to make sure you get it, even before we end the class. All right. So you're gonna say this. There are 2 types of clauses: dependent and independent clause. They both have a subject and a verb. The difference is the dependent is incomplete, the independent is complete. The dependent is incomplete because it has a subordinating conjunction on a white bus. Okay, Catherine, you're first.
Oh my gosh. Okay. There are 2 types of clause. The independent and dependent. It has a subject and a verb.
They both have.
Yeah, and it both have a subject and a verb. Sorry, I could not follow.
It's okay.
And then
difference is
the difference between
the dog is having need.
Dependent. Sorry, I just have to close the door.
It's okay.
Yeah. Can I have 1 round?
Okay, we'll come back to you. Albert,
Right.
go for it.
Hello. There are 2 types of clause, dependent and independent. They both have a subject and a verb. Difference is dependent is incomplete while independent is complete. Dependent clause is start with a subordinating conjunction on a white bus.
Say the dependent clause is incomplete because
The dependent clause is incomplete because it starts with a subordinating conjunction on a white bus.
All right, very good. Let's have. Okay. Let's try showing it back to you. So, Kathy or Catherine, keep studying it for a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so here's an example of a dependent clause. Okay, so if you look at it, okay, right here, right, do you see it? The example?
Yeah.
All right, good. So a subordinating clause, or conjunction rather, is on a white bus. So if you remember the different conjunctions, as far as there were several kinds of conjunctions, right? We even have fanboys, which is coordinating, but in this case, we have subordinating. Words like, for example, W for white bus, when. So when I was young, so earlier, Rod said start with the subject, which is your I. So he's right. And then I said next is the verb, which is was. Because the definition is it has a subject and a verb. The difference is the dependent clause is incomplete because it has a subordinating conjunction on a white was. So when I was young, if I were a boy, because you loved me. So in this case, when is your subordinating conjunction, if is also your subordinating conjunction. That pen is too thick. And because, you have because as your subordinate. Okay. Now, you have three verbs there, so and you have three subjects. So what you want to remember is to make a dependent clause, you always have to have subordinating conjunction, right? So you always have to have subordinating conjunction plus a subject plus a verb. Okay, always. Because the definition is it has to have, they both have subject and a verb. Okay. So cat, if it doesn't have a subject or a verb, what happens?
Nothing.
It's not a clause anymore.
Yes.
It might become a phrase. And phrases don't affect the structure of a sentence. Only clauses. Okay. Phrases are just decorative. For example, in a room, the walls will be foundations. But the painting, the color, those are just decorative. Okay, so they both have a subject and a verb. The difference is the dependent has a subordinating conjunction. That's what makes it incomplete. Okay? All right, so what we're gonna do now is one by one, you just give us your own example of a dependent clause. Okay? And then we're going to go into the independence and putting them together. All right, so let's start with Catherine. Go ahead and give me 3 examples of dependent clause.
Okay.
Or just one for now.
Just a simple word.
Just a clause. So what is a clause? A clause is a group of words. Okay. It has what? Catherine. It has a subordinating conjunction, subject, and verb. That's the structure. Okay.
Because it is when I was young.
Okay, when I was or subordinating conjunction. Okay. When I was a sales manager.
Okay, that's fine. That's it. When I was a sales manager. Okay, just don't overanalyze it. Make it easy, right? So when your subordinating conjunction, right? I is your subject, and was the verb. Okay. So make it simple like that for now. Okay. So that's a dependent clause. Let's try it with Rod. Rod, you should be fast. Give me three clauses.
Whether she likes you.
Whether she likes you or not. Okay.
After the sun sets.
After the sun sets. All right, Kathy. What is his subordinating conjunction there?
Again, sorry. Sorry.
All right, go for it.
I cannot hear it.
After the sun sets.
Only one word. Yeah, after.
After. After is his subordinating conjunction. What is his subject?
The sunset.
Nope.
Because that's the one I only heard it.
So his subject is sun, and his verb is sets. So his subject is not sunset.
Yeah. I have not heard prior to that.
Right. All he said is after the sun sets. So that you already have three parts. You have after, which is your subordinating conjunction. You have sun, which is your subject, and sets, which is your verb. Okay, that's your dependent clause. One last one, Rod.
If you get it correctly.
Okay, what's his adverb? Okay, his adverb is correctly. Okay, what is his object? His object is it. I'm working backwards. What's his verb?
It.
Yeah, okay, that one you got, right? What's his subject? You. And what is his subordinating conjunction? If. Okay. Say it loudly one more time, Rod.
If you get it correctly.
There you go. If you get it correctly. Okay. So one of the reasons why some people will have, in terms of listening comprehension skill or reading comprehension skill, faster and sharper, is because you would be able to distinguish these words faster when you know their adverbs, you know that the subject, the verb. So you guys are gonna get used to that, and then it will be easier. So if you get it correctly. All right, very good. How about you, Venus? Yeah, 3, very quickly.
While you were
Quite soft.
while you were sleeping.
Okay, while you were sleeping. All right, Catherine. What's her subordinating conjunction?
Sleeping.
No. We're sleeping. That's her verb.
While, sir.
While. While is her subordinating conjunction. Okay.
Then verbiage.
Another one. Are you there?
Hello?
Yes. Give us.
Okay. Even it rains.
Okay. What's her subject?
Sorry, again.
Even it rains. Oh.
One more
Is that
time.
right? Or should there be though, even though it rains?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Okay. Catherine, what's her subordinating conjunction?
Even.
All right, even. Okay. And what's her verb?
If.
No.
And even if it's rain. So even if it, sorry.
No, it is the subject. It rains. Subject is it, rains is your verb. Even if it rains. Okay. One more, Venus.
It's rain. Even if it's rain.
Since you are late.
Okay, what's her verb?
Seems.
Aha, you didn't listen to me. I said what's her verb?
Even if it's Sorry, you said even it's you're late, or it seems you're late.
Since you are late.
Seems it's you're late.
Since you are late.
Okay, what's her verb?
Verb is you. I sorry, are.
Yes. Okay, at least you fixed it, corrected yourself differently. Verb is
Okay, then
what's the subject?
yeah, since you are late. You, the subject.
Yes. And what's her subordinating conjunction?
Since.
Okay. Yeah, it's very easy like that. So as soon as you hear these things and you can use them properly, you'll be moving very fast. Okay,
Yeah.
one last round. Thank you. One last round of participants. Let's try Shane, Ocean, and Kat.
Okay.
All right. Shane, go ahead and give your 3.
When I was 5.
When I was 5. All right. Ocean, what's her subordinating conjunction? Say it again, Shane.
When
I was 5.
when I was 5.
What's her subordinating conjunction?
When
When. That's correct. What's her subject
I
and her verb?
was.
All right. Very good. All right. Shane, next one. Make it harder.
Before the trial ended.
All right. Ocean, what's the verb?
Can you repeat, please?
Before the trial ended.
Verb.
Before the trial and then
Ended. Ended means begin, end. Start, finish. Started, ended.
trial.
What's her verb?
Can you repeat, please?
Okay, I'll repeat. Before the trial ended.
Ended. Okay. Trial.
Yeah, ended is the verb. It's simple past, like fin, finished. Before the trial finished. Okay. All right. Last one, Shane.
If you pass the exam.
Okay. Ocean, what's the object?
Exam.
Right. What's the verb?
Pass.
Okay. What's the subordinating conjunction?
If.
And the subject.
You.
All right. Very good. All right. So that's it. That's what a dependent is. It always has subordinating conjunction, subject, and then verb. If it doesn't have it, it could be a phrase. It is not a clause. Okay. Are you there?
Okay.
Hello? All right, Kat is there. All right, so now what we're going to do is groups. Okay. I'm gonna share you my screen. All right, so here's what you need to do. Can you see what I'm typing? Okay, so Shane, are you still there? Hold on. I can't see the chat. Okay, Shane, can you hear me? I have to unmute you. Okay. Sorry, guys. I need to get out of this one. There you are. Can you hear me, Shane?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So, Shane and let's do Che. Where is she? Can you hear me, Che?
Yes.
All right. Can you see what I'm typing right now? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. What did I just type?
DD.
Okay, you can see it. That's good. All right. So when we're creating sentences, we have things like DI as a structure, DID, DI, DIID. So these are all different structures which I'll talk about later. But I just want you to see the difference between the dependent and independent. Okay.
Okay.
So what's going to happen is Shane is going to give the dependent, and then Che, you're going to complete it by giving an independent. Got it? All right. So you have to listen to what she says. All right. Go ahead, Shane.
When I was asleep,
When I was asleep, I dreamed of a yummy cake.
Okay. All right. When I was asleep, I dreamed of a yummy cake. So Shane gave the dependent, and Che gave the independent. All right. Che, you're going to give the independent, and Shane will give the dependent.
The independent, right?
Yes.
My father is reading a book.
because I said so.
Okay. Wow. All right. You are cruel to your father. Okay, so we have cakes and we have fathers. So now we know what's going on in your mind. All right, so guys, that's what happens. You have two parts, okay? Do you know what structure of a sentence this is, Shane? ID.
Sorry, ID?
Yes, what type of sentence is that? You can say pass or play.
Independent.
What type of sentence is
Pass.
pass? Che.
What type of a sentence?
Yes.
Oh my.
ID? Independent, dependent.
Well, that's the.
I'm not sure.
That's the structure as far as breaking it down, but there's a specific name for this type of structure. Someone's typing. Let's see what they type. I can't see it. Okay. So that is called a complex sentence.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well, which we'll cover tomorrow after this. We need to understand really dependence and independence so that we know. So ID is a complex kind of a sentence. All right. Let's try one more time. All right. What three letters do you see, Che?
DID.
All right. DID. All right. Shane, you're D. Che, you're D. Then Shane, you're back to D.
If you can give me 2 reasons.
If you can give me 2 reasons. If you can give me 2 reasons for me to buy up. I'm sorry.
All right, go ahead. No, I was gonna say, I will give you another chance. All right. If you give me 2 reasons for what?
If you give me 2 reasons for me to buy a cinema ticket.
Okay. So Che said for me to buy a cinema ticket. Is that correct, Che?
Yes.
All right. Vaughn, what do you think of that? Unmute Vaughn. Go ahead, Vaughn.
Can you repeat the example? It was choppy.
Okay. Jane, say it again. Jane said...
If you can give me 2 reasons.
Che?
To buy a cinema ticket. For me to buy a cinema ticket.
Okay. So did it follow the pattern? No, it didn't.
Why? Okay, why do you think, Che, it did not follow the pattern? Okay, so ask yourself, what do they both have, Che? They both have what? Che, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, this is what you said, right?
Yes.
All right, so they both have a subject and a verb, correct?
Yes.
What's your subject there?
Me?
Me is never a subject. You don't say, me go to the store.
Okay.
Right? Remember pronouns?
Yeah.
That's not a personal pronoun. Yes. So me is not your subject. Right? I is the subject.
Okay.
Okay. So do you have a subject here? Yes or no?
None.
Yeah.
None.
You don't have a subject. And what is the rule? You must have
A subject and a verb.
Yes. So what you did, Che, is you created a phrase. And phrases do not affect the structure. So in essence, you did not give an independent. You just gave a phrase. Okay, got it, Che?
Yes.
All right. Let's try again. Jane, a new one.
Since it will rain today.
Since it will rain today, I will bring an umbrella.
Jane, go ahead.
But I left it in my closet.
Sorry?
But I left it in my closet.
Okay. Vaughn, is that correct?
No,
Yes
no,
or
no.
The last part is not correct.
Okay,
It's not a D.
You're not.
Yeah.
Why do you think you're incorrect?
Because but
Is not
because of the
coordinating conjunction.
yeah as subordinate
But
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
part of fanboys, which is a coordinating.
yeah.
Ah,
Sorry.
Two of you, huh? You're subject and verb, remember? And the
Yes,
rule
yes,
of
yes.
sentence. All right, let's try again. Start all over, Shane. Okay, wait. Before you guys do, Juan and I will do it. Okay.
Okay.
Shane, give us a topic.
Food.
All right. I love to eat because I love to eat all kinds of food. Vaughn.
Oh, okay. Because I love all kinds of food. I usually I usually go out on weekends to try out different cuisines.
Because weekends have the best bazaars, especially at VGC. Okay, so that was the ID. All right, what I'm gonna do here is make it even harder. Okay, there. DDIDD. Okay, Che, give us a topic.
Sports.
Sports. All right, Vaughn, go ahead, start. Vaughn, I can't hear you. Go ahead, Vaughn. Start.
Okay. Although I'm not very good at sports,
Because I did not play
because I did that
at a young age.
at a young age, I tend to lag behind my PE class.
Ever since I joined that class. Final D. Vaughn, are you there? Vaughn? Okay, he's on mute. Hold on. Vaughn, you were muted again.
It's fine now. Last D. Although I am trying my best to improve.
All right. So what we said, all right, so Vaughn, start again.
Okay, firstly, although I am not very good at sports,
Because I did not play at a young age.
I tend to lag behind in my PE classes. Alright, tend to lag.
Okay. And then it was my turn. I tend to lag behind ever since I joined that class.
Even though I'm trying my best to improve.
All right. So if you notice, that is a check. What kind of sentence is this?
The kind of sentence.
Yes. Okay, Shane, what kind of sentence?
Still complex.
Yes. So that is still a complex sentence. Why, Shane? Explain to everyone. Very good.
Because the complex sentence, it has one independent clause and two or more dependent clauses.
Vaughn, is that correct?
More than two.
I can see your big smile. You're thinking, I'm not sure. Right. Vaughn, explain what a complex sentence is.
Okay, so this is still a complex sentence because a complex sentence needs only one independent clause, but it can have two or more dependent clauses. So
No.
if you just see one I there.
That's not two or more.
Only one.
No, not only one and not two or more.
What?
At least one.
At least one. Okay.
At least one.
So not two or more, because two or more means at least two.
Okay.
One.
Okay.
Yes, it has to have one or more. So if you have
one or more,
DID, DIDD, it doesn't matter because the rule for complex sentence is at least one. So one or more.
Yeah.
Okay? All right. But we're going to talk about this later when we're talking about types of sentences, which are simple, compound, complex, compound, complex. Right now, I'm introducing it to you because if you notice, it's really important to master dependence and independence, these two clauses. Because if you don't master them, and then you add phrases, and there are 8 kinds of phrases, it's going to look and it's going to feel hard, all right? It's going to be very difficult. Okay, so thank you, Che and Jane. Let's try to talk to others as well. One second. Okay, so I'm talking to Albert this time. So Albert, let's have a all guys team. Rod. Albert, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. So Rod is there, Albert is there. All right, let's have a competition. Ladies versus gentlemen. All right, very quick. All right. I have a timer. Okay. All right, so your structure is DEI. Okay. So Rod, your D, Albert, your D, Rod back to I. Ready? Hello, ready?
Okay, ready.
All right. DDI, Rod D, Albert D, Rod I. DDI. Your topic is technology. Ready, set, go.
Rather than searching the net.
Okay, stop. Rather than searching the net. 1. Speak. Go ahead, Vaughn.
rather than searching the net.
Is that correct or incorrect?
It's not. Actually, it's not correct.
Okay, let's ask Rod. Rod, why do you think Vaughn says it's not correct before we ask Vaughn?
I'm not sure.
Okay, well, let's look at the meaning. All right, you're trying to create what? What kind of clause are you trying to create?
Comparison or comparative.
You're creating a dependent clause, right?
DDI, am I right? DDI.
Right. You're creating
dependent, yes.
Dependent. Okay.
Dependent.
So dependent has a subject and a verb, yes? All right.
Yes.
What's your subject here?
Subject, the net.
The net. All right. What's the verb?
Searching.
The net is searching or you are searching?
Rather than searching the net.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Who is searching?
There
Right.
must be a subject.
What?
Yeah, there should be a subject.
There
must be a subject.
Oh, you're saying there's no subject.
But
Okay.
the subject is
Okay.
silent.
The net is not your subject. What is it, Vaughn? What is the net?
Check.
The net is your
In-
object.
Yeah.
Okay. Subject is you. That's your subject. Okay. Search is your verb. Net is your object.
Object.
Okay. So when I asked you earlier what is the subject is not the net. Right? The subject here is you because we know the verb is search. You are searching,
Yes.
correct? And you is not there. There's nothing there. So you are missing a subject. Got it? Rod?
Yes, that's right. Yes, sir.
And that is why you're wrong.
Yes.
Do you know how to object, Rod?
But still, the subject could be silent.
Yes.
Ah, it could be hidden.
But in terms of writing and speaking, what ends up happening? So, when I say shut up, is that a complete sentence? Yes or no?
Still makes sense. Yes.
Yeah. The subject is you, right? But that's a different case. This is not the case here. We're creating clauses. Shut up is already a sentence by itself. It could also be an interjection. Okay. In this case, we're creating a dependent. The subject cannot be silent. It cannot be unseen. It has to be seen. Because if the subject is not there, it becomes a phrase. So you created a phrase and not a dependent clause. Got it?
Got it.
Back.
Okay.
All right, back to you guys. DIDD. Got it, Albert and Rod?
DID.
DIDD.
DIDD, yes. So it's.
Should I go first?
D to Rod, IDD. Okay.
Whether you like it.
I'm gonna give a topic.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, your topic is dating. Go. Timer starts now.
Whenever you love someone,
You must be ready.
although you don't have too much money.
Although you don't have much money. Although you don't have unless your love is pure.
Okay. So, Vaughn, is it correct?
Structure-wise, it is.
I'm sorry?
Pattern-wise, it is.
All right. What? Is there something that you see?
I don't think it's coherent.
Okay. Part of it is perhaps the way Rod read it. When he said, although you don't have too much money. Okay.
I think it's the word choice. We can replace although with even if. I think even if is better.
You're right. That's why. So let's, even if you don't have too much money unless your love is pure. Okay. Even unless, perhaps. Because unless your love is pure doesn't become coherent with even if you don't have much money.
Yeah.
Yeah, this part is also, so structurally it makes sense. But content-wise, it's not coherent. So when you have even if, you don't have too much money, putting words like because is easier. Okay. So read it one more time with the correct intonation. Go ahead, Rod and Albert.
Whenever you love someone, you must be ready. Even if you don't have too much money because you threw it all away.
Okay, so when you read it, you should read it from ready to even. Okay?
Even if.
So it should be whenever you love someone, you must be ready even if you don't have too much money because you threw it all away. It will change the way it sounds. Okay? Rather than you must be ready. You must be ready even if.
It's 8 o'clock.
Okay. Let me go back to all right, so it's very important to understand dependent clause and independent clause because tomorrow we're gonna be studying the types of sentences. Okay? Which means you really have to know how to create subject, verb, which is very easy, but adding subordinating conjunction to a dependent. Okay?
Okay.
All right, Rod, go ahead. Give me a complex sentence. DI. Topic is family.
Because family is love, I will give everything. I will give everything.
Right? Because family is love, I will give everything. Okay, very good. So that's D. I. All right, next, let's have Kathleen.
Hello.
Go ahead. Your topic is money.
Money. Even if you don't have money, what DI, correct?
Yes, just DI for now.
Even if you don't have money, even if you don't have money,
I will marry you.
I will marry you.
Really? You would do that? Okay, another one. Even if you don't have money.
Even if you don't have money, I will still love you.
Okay, that's so there's a Filipino interjection that goes. All right, next we have Shane. Go, VI.
Because I woke up this morning.
You're alive.
I'm alive.
That's a joke. You woke up this morning.
Because I woke up this morning, I watched my favorite morning show.
Did you say because or before?
Before.
Before you woke up, you watched.
Because I woke up this morning. I woke early this morning.
I was able to.
I was able to watch my favorite morning show.
Okay. Maybe I'm thinking, because if you said before, I'm thinking.
Before, sorry.
You're watching your show. Okay, Albert. Albert is pretty good. Albert, by yourself, DID.
DID. Because I was late, I missed the bus. Although
So careful.
Although
There will be a problem here if you use although.
Ayo. Okay, ulit.
Yeah.
Because I was late.
Conjunction. If you don't use the right subordinating conjunction, you'll have coherence issues.
Okay, so okay, so because I was late to school, uh, my mom uh, oh no,
Oh no,
I
my
lost
mom,
it.
oh no, slap me in the
Slap me in the face.
Because I was too late to school.
Because I was late to school, my teacher got mad at me. Although I have a perfect score in the exam.
Even though.
Even though.
Yeah, so there.
Okay.
Yes, because I was late to class, my teacher got mad at me even though I had a perfect score. Okay? Because she wanted me to be responsible behaviorally and not just academically. So that was DIDD. All right, thank you. Catherine. DI only.
DI only.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. DI only. I forget my bag.
I forget.
Right? I forget my bag.
Nope.
Huh? No.
Sorry. No.
How do you make a D? Subordinate conjunction.
As to subjunction. Yeah, sorry. Okay, okay, as soon as work is back to normal.
Okay.
As soon as work is back to normal, I will wait. As soon as I back to normal. Okay. As soon as work is back to normal, I will check my team.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. All right, thank you, Catherine. Che.
DI also.
DID. DID.
DID. Since we love DID, since we love to eat, I will cook scampi pasta unless we don't have pasta in the ref.
Okay, so I will cook pasta unless we don't have pasta in the wrap. All right. Do you have a final D? Okay, we'll just do the ID for now. All right, Jenner.
Hello.
Jenner, let's do DI. Go.
Once I'm done here.
I'm sorry. Again.
Once I'm done here,
Okay.
I will eat my dinner.
All right. So it's all about food right now. Thanks, Jenner. All right, Jonah. Hello, Jonah.
Oh, hello.
Go ahead. DI.
DI. In case you didn't know, there was a notice released by the admin today.
Okay, that's fine. In case you didn't know, there was a notice released by the admin today. Thank you. Let's do Kat. Okay, guys, we're gonna be done in 5 minutes.
Hello.
Yes, go Kat. Example.
Hello. DI.
Yes.
Okay. Whenever I drink coffee,
I got acid reflux.
All right, very easy. So very good. Thanks, Kat. Venus, go.
DI.
Okay. Now that there is an enhanced quarantine, I will go binge watching.
Okay. Now that. Very good. Bam.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah.
DI, correct. Um, now that I can't visit my friends, I will call them through FaceTime.
All right, very good. Thank you. Joanne? Hello, Joanne. Ocean? Go ahead. DID, Ocean.
Yeah, okay. When I was young, I had a cat.
I had a
Cat.
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 I had the cat, and
D.
no, he's dead. Dead.
Now he's dead. That's not a D. That is an I.
D-I.
D-I-D.
D-I-D. Yes.
So when I was young, I had a cat.
Yes. I know. Independent.
D.
No.
Independent.
When I was young, so dependent.
Right. So this is harder. You can say, when I was young, I had a cat because I love cats so much. When I was young, I had a cat because my mother bought me one. When I was young, I had a cat since I saw one on the street. Okay. So now that will make it DID. So subordinating conjunction. Okay. All right. Thank you, Ocean. Joanne, are you back now? No. Okay.
No.
Vaughn, DIDD.
I'm sorry?
DIDDD.
So 3 Ds, right?
Yes.
Okay. When I was young,
I never needed anyone.
When I was young, I was shy, even though I had a lot of friends, because that's my personality.
Ever since you were born.
Yep. There you go.
When I was young, I was really young because that's my personality ever since I was born. Something like that. So guys, that's how you would string along dependence. So that is still a complex sentence. All right, so on Friday, so here's your assignment. Okay, this is your assignment number 2. All right, I want you to create DDIs and IDD because DDs, when they're next to each other, they're a little harder. Okay, so DDI, I want you to create 5 DDIs and 5 IDDs, okay, as your sentences. So make sure that you're subordinating conjunction. So that's 10 sentences. Got it? So that's your assignment, 10 sentences. So you have 2 assignments to accomplish. One from the first one, and then another one here. Okay. So I need you guys to post it on the website. So, because that's where I check everything. Okay? So make sure you guys go on the website. It's in the comment section. Some of you guys have already done it. Okay. We're about to end. Just want to make sure you guys know where the website is. Some people were asking, where do I post it? So It's right here. Go to our website, join the discussion. You can join using a login here. You can log in using your Facebook or discuss. And these are some of the people who have already commented. And I actually read them. Here's Che. And I also edit them as well. Okay? And feel free to comment on each other so that I can look at your grammar and I can fix some of them already. So for those who want their grammar checked, do it here. Because I read all of them and I check all of them. All right, so that's what you need to do.
I learned these two different types of clauses, dependent and independent. So they both have a subject and a verb. Difference is dependent is incomplete, independent is complete, because it starts with the subordinating conjunction on the white.
Okay, you hear that, Catherine? He got it right away. He's good in like retaining that information. Bam?
I like the activities that we had the other day, and that's it.
I really enjoyed it tonight. Of course, additional knowledge again regarding the subordination conjunctions and the dependent and independent phrases.
Okay.
Exciting.
All right. Che?
Well, actually, I enjoy the interactive discussion again and again.
Okay, so
That's why I really enjoyed in this discussion.
yeah, for those of you guys, it's really nice that you guys are interacting as well, because other people get to hear your explanations and examples, and they're learning at the same time while even if you have a mistake, it's perfectly fine, because as we're correcting them, other people are learning as well. All right, thank you, Che. Venus?
Hello. Hello, what I like from this session is we get to participate frequently. So I like it. Our minds are really working throughout the session.
Yeah, if you are called and you're not answering, people like, where is she? Where is she? All right, thank you so much. Shane, go.
I always enjoy the types of clauses.
Okay, so make sure that you need to wake up first before you watch your TV, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, before watching Unang Hirit, yeah.
Okay, thank you, Shane.
I do understand the two types of clauses sentence. However, until now, I don't understand what's the meaning of DDI and IDD.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay. Rod will explain. Go, Rod.
Yes, D stands for dependent and I stands for independent.
Oh, okay.
When you put them together.
Okay, sorry. Okay, I get it.
We make sentences, right, Rod?
Yes.
We were on what kind of sentence today, Rod?
Sorry, come again. Sorry.
We're focusing on what type of sentence?
Types of sentence is complex.
Yeah, we were focusing on complex sentence today.
One thing I enjoyed is the on the spot creation or on the spot sentence creation for dependent and independent.
Okay.
It's part of the game.
Part of it, and you know what? You're gonna learn from it.
Yes.
I enjoyed the lessons. It's difficult for me, but I would like to learn a lot, so I enjoy it today.
Okay, and you will write 10 sentences, right?
Yes.
Okay, very good.
Okay. I had fun on the exercises. I was able to catch up from Monday's lesson. For today's lesson, I learned about the two types of clauses, and I'm able to understand some or how to make my own sentences.
Do you know DDI and IDD tense?
Yes. Sorry. It's just the abbreviation lang pala. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Stupid. Sorry. Let's be patient.
Patience is a virtue.
Okay, be patient. And one word of advice from Che in terms of dealing with life.
Be more productive.
And final advice from attorney Rod.
From me,
Yes.
if we walk alone, we will walk far. But if we walk together, if we walk alone, we will walk fast. But if we walk together, we will walk far.